ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah. Now I will request Kiran Ahmed for the welcome address. She is assistant professor and consultant at our department.
Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I am Dr. Kiran Ahmed, and on the behalf of our Dean and Administrator, Diagnostic and Research Lab, on the behalf of Department of Pathology and Diagnostic Research Lab, Liaquat University of Medical and Health Sciences, and all the contributors like Pakistan Society of Hematology, Pakistan Society of Clinical Pathology, International Federation of Clinical Chemistry and Laboratory Medicines, and Pakistan National Accreditation Council welcome you all in the training course of in which we have to learn about how to get accreditation in the pathology lab. I hope you will enjoy, and I hope you will learn and give knowledge for your future endeavor. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, madam. Now, first of all, we will give a brief overview of our lab. Sorry for disturbance, there was a connectivity issue. Now we will give a brief overview of our lab. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, Diagnostic and Research Laboratory. I am Dr. Fahim Ahmed Naman, a PhD scholar. Introduction. The people of this region desperately needed the services of a reliable and credible pathology laboratory for the diagnostics of their elements. The Lakat University of Medical and Health Sciences, since its inspection, has made a number of accomplished on various fronts. Under the project of strengthening laboratory establishment, state-of-art diagnostic and research laboratory are definitely the great achievements of this university for this part of the country. Now, this laboratory was inaugurated in 2002, and this lab was formed in the 2002. Then we need another departments for our lab to establish another departments. So the extension of this diagnostic and research lab was done on 2011, and this extension was completed in 2 years, and this our new building of diagnostic and research laboratory was formed, in which we have various departments like biochemistry. This chemical pathology section offers a wide range of testing like electrolytes, kidney profile, lipid profile, TROP-T, pro-BNP, and numerous projects. Then we have a molecular biology, a very good part or department of our lab. The molecular diagnostic is housed in one of the largest sophisticated university-based laboratories in the country. The molecular diagnostic laboratory is responsible for the development and performance of molecular diagnostic tests for nucleic acid targets found in variety of settings in medicine. Nowadays, the whole world is in pandemic of the COVID. So this department of our molecular biology is more responsible to do the PCR, RT-PCRs for the COVID PCRs. Then we have microbiology department. Laboratory carries out culture sensitivity tests on various specimens like throat swab, stool, HVS, and fluids. Fluid examination includes CSF, ascitic, pleural, and pericardial and synovial fluids. Fungus culture is also done. Serology tests include Vidal, ANA, SOT, and RPR. Routine DR and stool examinations are also performed in our microbiology section. Then we have a very good blood bank, diagnostic and well-equipped modern blood bank with apheresis facility. We provide FFPs, the small platelets, the mega platelets, the PET cells, the cytology and histopathology. For the patient with hematological, oncological malignancies, cytogenic testing plays a key role in the diagnostic prognosis and selection and monitoring of treatment as tumor markers are identified and targeted therapies are developed. Results of testing performed in cytogenetics laboratories are a valuable addition to clinical and pathological information. Then we have a hematology section, offers the facility of the bone marrow aspiration to find biopsies. A number of special stains are available for diagnosis of various hematological diseases. We have a serology section or blood test that took for antibodies in your blood. They can involve a number of laboratory techniques. Different types of serological tests are used to diagnose various disease conditions. Now we have online portal to give the online reporting system to all our patients for all our SIN. Then we have a various 27 branches are located in all over the SIN. Like we have a main lab in our this civil hospital Hyderabad. Then we have a lab in our department of the pathology in the Jamshoro. Then we have a lab in our Sadar. There is a Latifabad lab, Kasmabad. Then we have labs in all of other cities of the Sindh like the Mirpur Khas, Sanga, Tando Adam, Badin, Dadu, Sakkar, Matli, Mithi. Then we have a memo collection lab, Tando Layar, Kotri, Tando Muhammad Khan, Jamshoro again, Noshara Feroz, Panu Akil, Mehrapur, Jakmabad, Latkana, Khairpur, Kandiaro, and Kandapur. Now, in planning, we have labs in Karachi, in the Mayor. Now the research at our laboratory, we have sections where postgraduate doctors do research projects that comes from all over the Sindh. We offer following postgraduate courses in our Department of Pathology, like PhD in hematology, FCPS hematology, MPhil in hematology and histopathology, and the DCP. As I told you that our molecular biology lab is performing the COVID. So for that, the National Institute of Health, Pakistan, last week have appreciated our participation and give 100% for participation of this detection of this novel coronavirus. And our lab, main statement of our lab is quality possible. Diagnostic Research Laboratory of Liaquat University of Health Sciences dedicated to provide fast and accurate results of laboratory tests in the patients to facilitate early diagnosis. Like in all the parts we have done, and our main aim is to give the community with no profit and low loss, no cost. We subsidize waste and ensure timely delivery of the quality, and main focus is our quality. For that purpose, quality, we are also ISO certified. You can contact us. Jazakallah. Thank you. Now I will call Mr. Faisal, our quality manager. He will show you some video of this all our lab.
Assalamu alaikum. Now you are enjoying the view of TR lab. Now I'm going to add some videos.
Cell through which patient Diagnostic and Research Laboratory, Liaquat University of Medical and Health Sciences, Jamshedpur, a unique project of Liaquat University of Medical and Health Sciences, Jamshedpur, with a vision of to provide a diagnostic facility to the patients at their doorsteps. Providing facilities on subsidized rates with object of no profit and no loss, to enhance research work, to train the employees in order to improve their performance and provide skilled manpower. Under the supervision of university, many branches of diagnostic and research laboratory are making it possible to provide better diagnostic services to the patients across Sindh. Our vision is to capture the patients with the laboratory via latest technology. In Diagnostic and Research Laboratory, provisions of services is made on the policy of as soon as possible, and for this purpose, state-of-the-art and modern technology are made functional across Sindh, through which patients can check the reports online at their home.
सरकार बोर्ड दादी में करेगा कि असांखे जेके का ॿ ॾींहं में मिलंदी का 3 ॾींहं में का त 4 ॾींहं 5 ॾींहं खाई वेंदी का 2 ॾींहं में मिलंदी हिनजी रिपोर्ट भी सही आहे ऐं मिले भी जल्दी थी ऐं सस्ती भी आहे.
In comparison to other public sector laboratories, diagnostic and research facilities with cost-effective laboratory charges, which is almost 50% less in cost than other private laboratories.
हैदराबाद में असीं वो कराई सिचुएशन में असांखे मांगी थी पवनि असांजो शुक्र आहे असांखे ॿार जो परे खां असांखे मांगियूं थी मिलनि हिते असांखे 450 असां.
The laboratories comprise of different departments such as biochemistry, hematology, molecular biology, cytology, histopathology, microbiology, and blood bank.
पहले मैनुअल कल्चर्स किए जाते थे जिसके में चांसेस ऑफ एरर बहुत ज्यादा होते थे, लेकिन डायग्नोस्टिक एंड रिसर्च लेबोरेटरी ने इस चीज को खत्म करके जदीद तरीन मशीन से टोटली ऑटोमेशन के ऊपर काम करना शुरू कर दिया है, जिसमें ना सिर्फ ह्यूमन एरर भी कम हो गया है और पेशेंट को एक क्वालिटी रिजल्ट भी मिल जाता है.
With modern machinery in state-of-the-art, laboratory basic tests and molecular analysis are performed to diagnose cancer and other diseases. In order to operate the administration system of diagnostic laboratory precisely, Finance Department, Information Technology Department, and Quality Management Department are playing a pivotal role to provide phenomenally fantastic management system. In 2001, the foundation stone was laid for the Diagnostic and Research Laboratory, and the extension of Diagnostic and Research Laboratory started in 2013. In such a short time period of 7 years, there is a wide range of network which is functional in Sindh province, from one corner of Badin to another corner of Khandkot. It is providing services in the interior areas of Sindh, such as Kotki, Panuakil, Sakkar, Dadu, Mathli.
सराउंडिंग में असांजी मातली खे वॾो फ़ाइदो पहुतो आहे ऐं परे वञण सां ॿियो कास्ट बि असांजी घणी ख़र्च थींदी हुई ऐं उते जेके घणो करे माण्हू त वरी प्राइवेट में ॾेखारींदा त उन्हनि खे उन्हनि जी फीस घणी ॾियणी पवंदी. ही जॾहिं गवर्नमेंट जो लम्स जे तरफ़ां ही जेका आहे हुनजी फी बि थोरी घटि आहे ऐं जेको उनजो फ़ाइदो वधीक आहे असांखे.
Maple House, Mitti, Chandu Alayar, Sangar, Kharpur, Mahapur, Kandiaru, Dr. Sheru Feroz, Tundu Adam, and in different areas of Hyderabad, like Jamshoro, Qasimabad, Sadar, Women Hospital Branch, Latifabad, and main laboratory in Civil Hospital are opened. As compared to other private laboratory, Diagnostic and Research Laboratory has more state lab in Sindh.
Diagnostic and Research Lab came into existence with the concept of quality diagnostic lab. And from the day of inception, we strive to create, support, and encourage an environment and culture which pay way to quality in customer, like patient and doctor satisfaction beyond their expectation.
In 2016, the first ever research journal was published by the Diagnostic and Research Laboratory to promote the research work. In addition to this, the Diagnostic and Research Laboratory is also providing academic facilities to different students of postgraduate courses such as PhD, MPhil, DCP, and FCPS under the lead supervision of expert professors.
Thank you, Mr. Faisal, for giving this informative information and video of our lab. Now I will call Dr. Ashinaz, our assistant professor, to talk on basic concepts of quality and types of quality control.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Arshi, working as an assistant professor in the Department of MRC and Pathology section in Liaquat University of Medical and Sciences, Jamshoro. Today we will discuss with you basic concepts of QC in pathology lab and basic concepts of quality. Although quality is in pathology setting came in early 1960s, but now still we are learning quality because it's an important subject in like in routine life, same as in as we are working in the pathology setting. So that's why we will discuss in terms of quality, need of quality in pathology setting. I have no disclosures regarding the material of this presentation because this presentation consists of many of the images and material which were taken from my hemostasis book and practical hemostasis book, and another source of quality of book of quality control book in hematology, in lasers for hematology, in from Dr. Tahir Sultan Shamsi, and another one the author of Pakistan Society of Chemical Pathology President Professor Amir Ejaz, and a Google Scholar or Google search engine where many of the pictures you will see. And next is in this and another, I don't have any disclosure and any author and any content and any of my disclosures. And the content of this presentations, we will discuss what is basic concepts, because every section has it's a 2.5 months CME lectures, and every section will be described in thoroughly in that presentations or with the experts of these CMEs. So that's why I will just give you a flavor of QC which are involved in the routine in pathology setting, and the contents like this: lab standard, history of quality management system, and what is quality, and needs of why we need the quality control, and again we call the quality, what is the quality, and the customers and the lab processes, and the path of workflow which were involved in the involved in total quality management. And another one is errors, and then the concept quality control is not equal to quality assurance. The ground rules of this CME or this today's session. Let me know if I'm going too fast or too slow, or if you have any doubt where you are not understanding my point. So you can write down the message and send online so that we can try to resolve your queries. And I will try my best to communicate in easy way, in easy language, because most of healthcare workers are involved in this CME of participants, included medical technologists, residents, trainees, pathologists, and so on. And recording versions will also be available. Language is very important, for many of the people know everything, but due to language, they can't understand and they can't present their expressions. So these recording versions will also be available in Sindhi and Pashto and Urdu and English. In this session, I will communicate with you in Urdu and English combination, because in our participants from Maldives and Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and USA. So that's why we are speaking in English, but in Urdu version, Pashto and Sindhi will be available from the next session of next week's session. Okay. The objective of this CME, today's CME, at the end of the presentation or at the end of this CME after 1 hour, you participants will be able to understand the basic principles of quality control and understand the importance of internal and external quality control schemes. These are the standards of life. When we belong any religion, we have standards of living, like Holy Quran for being a Muslim, and Gita for Hindu math, and Bibles for Christianity. So according to these standards, we spend our life, and we spend and we follow all guidelines and which are given in these these religious standards. So we need standard to spend the life. So that's why this is implemented in our practical life. In practical life, in professional life, when we will work in the lab, so we need the guidance, and we need the guidance according to this current standards and current guidelines. Standard operating procedure. What is standard operating procedure? Standard operating procedure, as the name standards, it is a comprehensively written document, describes the laboratory procedure and all other related issues, and it is essential for ensuring uniformity in laboratory procedure. If your laboratory in anywhere in Pakistan or anywhere in the where you are working on the current or existing method, and because a standard operating procedure time to time it will change, and this is the written document, and these consist of different policies and procedures for different procedures. Lab standards. These are the standards which are using in the lab, and international standards for organization, and the Clinical Laboratory Sciences Institute, which formerly known as NCCLS guideline or NCCLS standards, and in ISO guidance for quality in manufacturing and services in the broad industries and broad capability, and these are labeled the numbers ISO 9001, ISO 15189. So these are the standards, and according to these standards, they manage the guidance for quality and procedures. And just like a CLSI deals with guidelines and best practices for quality medical laboratory testing, as well as in medical laboratories. Details applies, and then uses consensus process in developing standards. Concepts of quality in the lab to give the right result, to perform the right test, is carried out on the right specimen and the right results delivered to the patients without any delay. This is the basic concept or general concept of quality. But when we call or define the quality, what is the quality? Quality is not an act, it is a habit. And another is the definition is satisfying human wants at minimum cost without any delay. Just like quality, grading of the quality, excellent quality without any delay. And quality control. Quality control is a process. Quality control is a process. It starts from physician prescribe the test till the end to deliver the report to the patient or anyone else. The quality control consists of these inclusions like customers. There are two types of customers. One is healthcare providers like clinicians and physicians, and another one is healthcare. The second type of healthcare purchaser. Healthcare purchaser like your patients and your corporates. And these patients, in terms of physician, in terms of healthcare providers or purchasers, these focus on standard, reliable test efficiently in the time manners. And this quality control, first is customer, that another is processes. Which type of processes are involved, because it's a whole process where, as I discussed in the previous slide, quality starts from when a physician prescribes the test till the end of generation or delivering to reports. There are many processes involved in the quality control. And then why are you doing quality control? For satisfaction of the customer, and we have a certain checks to monitor the quality, and then guarantee not 100% if your lab is working and follow the all standards, but still error are persist in your system. But if you leave the error in the routine, so you can't, if you will not rectify, so you will be outdated or out of the business. And flow process is very, very important. These are divided into 3 phases: pre-analytical, and analytical, and post-analytical. In terms of physician, now it's a COVID season. In COVID season, is as physician don't know what is the difference between COVID antigen and COVID antibody, at what time prescribe the COVID antibody testing, and at what time prescribe the COVID antigen. If here is the problem, and physician is not trained, physician is not able to know what is the difference between these tests. And same as in hemostatic testing, sometimes factor 5 Leiden and difference between factor 5 assays. So these are whole quality will be disturbed. And next phase is the patient. When patient came, and start from the ethics. I'm in this field since 20 years, but when we are going to make the presentation, so that is, I realize ethics is also an important subject, and bioethics involved in the quality, and how it is involved. It will be described in the next session. In coming session, you will see it's an individual lecture for ethics involved in the clinical setting in these three phases. Just like a patient, and patient come to the phlebotomist, and you have to see the proper requirements of the slip, what is the patient requisition form requirements, and then come to patient collection of specimen. Your phlebotomist is trained for collection of specimen for the particular test, like if give an example, cholesterol or fasting blood sugar. If he will not ask, or he will not communicate the patient, if phlebotomist entertain the patient, just not like to put the hand and insert the needle, just to communicate, just to counsel the patient what he is going to do with him, and counsel about the test, and counsel what are he taking for this. And identification of a sample, it's very quite comprehensive problem, and due to these errors, 62% errors are pre-analytical due to these types of mislabeling. And the transport, again, you have collected the samples, but if your collection unit is inside in the premises of your lab, or in the distance, or in the periphery. So these are the guidelines and process controls, temperature monitoring, and your sample transportation, turnaround time from specimen collection to transportation and analysis. It is according to the guidelines or policies and procedures which are written in your standard operating manual. And total time from collection to processing is very, very important. Then processing after you collect the sample, how you would deal the serum, how will you deal the, just like in the COVID-19 season, real-time PCR or for PCR handling samples, majority of the handling problem in sample transportation and processing, because we have to to process the RNA. So RNA is very fragile, so it's a time bounded procedure कि हमें जो है उसको उस टाइम में कलेक्ट करना होता है जो उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. The next is centrifugation procedure. The centrifugation procedure, if required, temperature control or ordinary centrifugation. And then storage. After centrifugation, how did you store your specimen? And this now after pre-analytical phase, we are going into the analytical phase. In the analytical phase, if you are going to deal that analyte, your instrument must be up to the mark, or according to current standards, and your reagent quality, and very emphasize mostly on the always train physician, trained phlebotomist, trained transporter, and trained processor, and trained medical tech. So if just like a trained driver will smooth run on the road, and untrained driver will do the accidents, and sometimes bad accidents. So you see and these procedures according to the SOPs and reference material which analyze in the lab. And then next step is the reporting. Reporting is sometimes clerical typographical errors, which you mentioned sometimes urea 20 and add 10 to 100. So this types of typo error. And then interpretation at the time. This is the very, very important part, although all are important, but in this quality, when you will interpret it as a senior clinical scientist, or as a pathologist, or as a resident. So quality control, you should know if you are going to giving the abnormal results or normal results, and see the patient history and correlate properly. And interferences of the specimens and pathological cutoff values you should have updated and documented. And errors, because in the flow process you see errors, not only analytical, maybe analytical, the post analytical, and errors defines a significant error is defined as a wrong answer that causes a change in the diagnosis or treatment of patient. These are errors. Majority of the errors are pre-analytical in step. 62% error may be due to filling error, tube filling error, misidentification of patient, inappropriate specimen collection, test request error, labeling errors, lost, misplaced, or delayed samples. And in analytical phase, 15% undetected failure in quality control, use of expired or inappropriate reagent equipment malfunctions. And in post-analytical phase, results communication issues, improper data entry, transcription, and failure or delay in reporting. What is quality assessment? Quality assessment, as well as we need to give in this, we have to express in the subjectivity in every manner, because we are working in the laboratory setting. So we have to numerically or subjectively define how our lab is quality working is quality good. So quality assessment is known as proficiency testing. Proficiency testing, quality assessment, there are two types of quality assessment. One is internal quality control and another one external quality control. Internal quality control means you know the range of the analyte which are you going to test. But in the external quality control, it's a blind sample. You don't know about the analyte which you are going to analyze. You don't know about the value of, that's why it's called external quality control. Okay. And quality assessment may be external, internal. Example of external program include external quality control schemes, ECAS, RECAS, Rendox International, UK NICAS, and CAP, and so on, and etc. And now we are living in the modern era, so instrument built-in QC, which are giving the external quality control as well. Presentation of the QC results. You are running the controls daily, like hemoglobin, like sugar, numerical values you are getting 7 or 10 days you are seeing, but it is in range of given in the package insert, but it is in the range. But how did you assess it's because we use the quality check just due to make an indicator where we have a start and where we have to stop. And by these values, presentation of these control values or expression distribution of these control values on the graphical chart is called Levy-Jenny chart. And this is the Levy-Jenny chart of every analyte. And you see the zigzag means, and zigzag means it's a dispersion of the results around the mean, and you are looking different color lines, 1S, 2S, 3S, where when your warning sign of the samples, or when you have to run or when have to stop the run. And this is just type of Quran stops and waquf on traffic signals. You looking in the routine light, red light stop, red yellow light and restart, and green light go. So that's like in the Quran when you recite the Holy Quran, where have to need to must stop, where better to stop and stop or continue, and better to continue and don't stop. So just like in the quality control, we use the values which you see, the dispersion around the means, 1S, 2S, 3S. These, if you will show, because it's a individual lecture, individual comprehensive training session. So that's why I will not go in detail. I will just touch the basics of this, like income control 1S, and other rest of the 2S, 3S, 4S, and 10S, it's out of control. And types of error, there are two types of error: systematic and random error. What is the difference between quality control and quality assurance? Quality control focus on only the products of interest, and it's a reactive in fashion in line function, find defects and testing. But when compared to quality assurance, it's focus on the process and reactive, but it's a proactive, and it's a staff function, and find defects in the quality control, but in the quality assurance, prevent defects and testing. And this is a, when you test the products, quality assurance will audit this product. 8 key elements which are involved in the total quality management. If you will see, it's a HUD. It's a HUD, and 4 side: communication, communication, communication. So जो है उर्दू में भी कहावत है कि हमें बातचीत करते रहना चाहिए. जब बातचीत करते हैं तो मसाइल का पता चलता है और उसको बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग के साथ भी रिजॉल्व. तो जो है आपकी टोटल क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट में क्या है कि आपने जब भी हम क्वालिटी की बात करते हैं तो प्रॉपर मीटिंग शेड्यूल्स, और इनमें तमाम जो है आपके पास प्रॉपर स्केड्यूलिंग के साथ क्वालिटी डिपार्टमेंट जो है, क्वालिटी मैनेजर वो सेट करता है अपने डिपार्टमेंट कोलीग्स और अकॉर्डिंग टू द हायरार्की एंड रिजॉल्व द इश्यूज. बट in the total quality management, these are the elements like ethics. Ethics is also individual lecture, and integrity and trust. Trust, not seeing which are we are going to analyze it is correct or incorrect, and it is according to the standards. And training, and still we are all in the learning phase. So we all learn time to time, not possible one time, and not at the time of exam of any PhD, FCPS, you train in the quality, but after 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, I'm still learning after 20 years. And then teamwork. Teamwork is very, very important. And in the total quality management, teamwork, quality is not only a responsibility of quality manager. It's not only the responsibility of medical tech. You saw the flow process in my previous slide, workflow process. Every step, every person involved in that steps responsible for quality management and QC process. Leadership is very, very important. If your leadership means you have to time take decision and rectification, and make the policies and hiring, induction. So leadership, vision, what is your vision and what do you want to do? Okay, and the communication. Communication, if you will not communicate your staff, if you will not communicate your in charges, and will not, if you will not communicate the problems, so how will you rectify and correct the errors? Then recognition. First step is recognition, gap analysis of the your institution or going to be accredited and department, and then training. Start training, not start hammering, you are not doing, you are not doing, you are not doing, and blaming games. First gap analysis, second one is training, third one is teamwork, and fourth one is leadership, and another one is integrity and ethics. And you at every steps of the flow process, we have to be integrated and follow the ethics and communication, and how we are going to communicate, how communication is most effective, and definition of the communication. If your task is going to be accomplished, that means it's a good communication. Responsibility, as discussed in the previous, it's a teamwork. And steps for making a checklist. When we are going to inspection or checking by quality manager or by inspector, so these are the contents. Let's suppose if I have to check, being a supervisor, if I want to check the department personnel or medical tech or Dr. Kiran or anyone supervisor want to take the competency of your residents, they are doing the morphologies in right manner or not. So first he or she will make the checklist how to check your resident, these steps, and follow these manners in the sequence, like hemoglobin estimation or CBC or hematology analyzer. These are the certain steps. First, analyze take medical tech, see the request and correlate the collection tubes, and check the tube is it's in a collection in appropriate tubes, and then see no clot and no visible agglutination, and then run on hematology analyzer. Before running of the hematology analyzer, they run the QC and they run the maintenance, and then writing of or understanding of results for documentation, and then staining of the slides. These are the checklist part which information is needed, and construct the check sheet and test the check sheet, and then take final approval for use with the expert. These are the content of the checklist. And then quality manual. Quality manual, it's it consists of these whole 7 principles of quality, principles of quality in documented in manual related. First one is customers, that second one is leadership, engagement of people, how to engage your people, and then process approach, and improvement time to time which is needed, and evidence-based document or evidence-based decision. You will not decide a decision without without any document. And or then last one is relationship or relationship management. So these are the whole principle will be documented in quality manual. It is called quality manual. Why go through all this hassles of documentation and when you sleep to see the dream coming up in a night, quality to get the accreditation. Now you are accredited, and accreditation is a process of inspection. Always inspector has a checklist, and we have previously known what is the checklist contents. And think quality. If we will not think quality, we are out of quality, if we will be out of quality, so we will be out of business, and we will be out of business, so we all will be jobless. In the end, जिसके दिल में खौफ खुदा होगा, वो जिस जगह भी होगा अपने काम में दयानतदार होगा. Our strength. First of all, I heartedly thankful to Professor Ikram, the head of the department, Professor Ikram Deenujjan, who provided unconditional support, and all societies, especially Pakistan Society of Chemical Pathology, Professor Amir Ejaz, and Pakistan Society of Pakistan Society of Hematology, Brigadier Nuzhat, and Dr. General Pervez, and Colonel Mehreen, and Dr. Hina from Karachi chapter, and PNAC, Mr. Atiqur Rahman, and as well as International Federation Clinical Chemistry, who endorsed this course. Dr. Shabnam Khwaja, who is a CME friend of Mindtrend, me and Shabnam designing all activities and this throughout CME and planning, and Dr. Abdul Rahman. He will share his experience in the end of this CME, in the end of the course after 2.5 months. Very interesting jokes they have, and very hard work to get the registration. And now Alhamdulillah, I think according to the registration, more than 350 participants are on board right now who are listening this CME in the future or right now, and Dr. Mavish Imam, and she is looking after whole the internet or via email, and in future she will send you exercises and presentations of all speakers or all CMEs in right now and in the future. And Mr. Faisal, who is a quality manager, Mr. Munib, who is a person of medical education, Mr. Azhar, Burhan, and Zohaib provided IT supports, and all faculty members of pathology section, and participant who is so important, by which and participant experience. We will learn the participant experience. Please share your experiences in future, if any addition or any your valuable suggestion. And thank you with support.
डॉक्टर अर्शी, क्या आप अभी क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन लेंगे? Should I start?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. जो पार्टिसिपेंट हैं जिन्होंने भी क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन में पार्टिसिपेट करना है, प्लीज रेज हैंड कीजिए और उसके बाद मैं आप लोगों को अनम्यूट करता रहता हूँ. वन बाय वन आप लोग जो है वो क्वेश्चंस पूछते चले हैं.
Question: what is the difference between quality control and quality assurance? Dr. Pawan.
Acha. Quality control and quality assurance. Quality control is a process. Quality control is a flow process by which you maintain the quality. If you show in my presentation, quality control starts from physician prescribe. Let's example, if anyone prescribed the result of any test, so we will issue the result. In between all processes, these are quality control process. But if we will assure or we will audit or every steps, this is called quality assurance. Quality control is a process, and quality assurance is a whole audit of the system.
एक और question है from Mr. Amjad. To exclude the pre-analytical error, can we change the doctor's prescription?
Yes, please. To
exclude the pre-analytical error, can we change the doctor's prescription? Pre-analytical errors.
Acha, to exclude the pre-analytical error, can we change the doctor prescribed? No, we can't change the prescribed prescription of the doctors, because we don't have any rights, you know. So first you have to inform your clinician, and then you process this request.
Syed Nasimuddin have a question. Syed Nasimuddin, kindly unmute and ask your question. नसीमुद्दीन साहब, काइंडली आप क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं, अनम्यूट कीजिए और क्वेश्चन पूछिए.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम मैम, प्लीज डिटरमाइन 5W and 2H.
Okay, and 5W2H. If I remember, in your presentation is in working sheet. In working sheet, when you are going to construct the working sheet of any task, 5Ws and 2H means first you have to recognize or you have to plan which task going to make a task sheet, and this task sheet work to 5Ws means working assignments which are going to checklist of your tag or any one task. So 5 working instructions, and H is, these are the standards, and I will send you in assignments. I will give you 2 or 3 examples, not only always 5Ws and 2H in the working sheets. I will send you an example, then you will understand betterly.
We have another question from a user. Huawei Mate and Lite, kindly ask your question. Unmute yourself and ask your. I think withdraw किया है. Another जो participant है Infinix Hot 8 Lite, kindly unmute and ask your question.
And if you have any problem to asking the question, you can write and send the message.
Dr. Aisha Imran, you can ask a question. Kindly unmute and ask your question.
How to attend? One question is coming from the participants. How to mark the attendance? So you will send your message via online, and then we will get, because one of my colleague is getting your attendance. So please send the message.
Screenshots bhi ho jayenge for participants.
Yes. Yes.
There was a slide, I don't know what was the title of this slide. There was a word written, pathological cutoff. Can you please explain me what does mean by
Pathological cutoff? Pathological cutoff, it's a when we see the report, just like hematology CBC report, you see hemoglobin, you see the results which are giving coming from the equipments, and in front of this HB, just like, so for example 11.5, but in front of this is the reference ranges. Reference ranges means if your HB is in between 12.0 gram per deciliter to 16.5. 16.5, these are the reference values. On the basis of which you compare the results, it is normal or it is abnormal. But pathological cutoff means if you see the guideline, in the guideline written 16.5 is the starting point of the MDS. हीमोग्लोबिन जब आप जो है क्लासिफिकेशन देख रहे होते हैं तो इसमें क्या है कि आपकी जो एमडीएस में हीमोग्लोबिन की स्टार्ट लिमिट है वो है 16.5 ग्राम पर डेसीलिटर से स्टार्ट होती है, और उसके बाद ये कहते हैं कि ये पैथोलॉजिकल कॉजेस है, मे बी ड्यू टू MDS in the disease of others with some other parameters.
I have a precedent question regarding to this. Like I was seeing some reports from India, and there was a written a line that the standard value according to our laboratory. So by this, we do have many contradictory laboratory values. Like for example, if the HP value is written in a standard book. तो ऑब्वियसली अब हमारे HP एक स्टैंडर्ड बुक में लिखी हुई है और हमारी लेबोरेटरी की जो पर्टिकुलर किट है बताती है कि स्टैंडर्ड और नॉर्मल HP फॉर सपोज आई एम नॉट गोइंग पर्टिकुलरली अबाउट द HP अलग है और हर लेबोरेटरी की अलग होती है.
जी जी.
So this could be really contradict between the physician and the person who is having all these reports in the laboratory.
Good question. Because majority because we are faculty and students right now in the participant, so for example if we talk about the HB, we we should understand documented value and your value. Why regulatory? Because why we emphasize what's your reference interval, what are your reference range of that particular analyte, because if textbook from India, textbook from Westerns, so they have different circumstances, different weathers, different entirety. So that's why we need to establish our own reference range, and this is not matter we in the same country, in the same environment. If in Hyderabad 10 labs, so 10 labs will establish 10 different values. No, for Pakistan, your regulatory or your societies or your according to your articles established reference value of these particular analyte, and you should mention that reference value on your report, not in the Western or in another country.
There is a question from Dr. Hina. What is the difference between working sheet and MSDS? Are both same?
No.
Question
From Dr. Hina. What is the difference between working sheet and MSDS? Working sheet is you construct. Working sheet means, like, let's suppose just like an example of working sheet, like is construction of the reference range or normal range in hematology, in a coagulation lab, let's suppose, or in chemistry lab. So you will maintain or you will construct the working sheet for any analyte or any task, or just like a working sheet in terms of your maintenance of equipment. So you will make a working sheet. But MSDS, material safety data sheet, it is for material you use in the analysis. Like any chemical or reagent you are using, so it has material safety data sheet. Just like for example we use myeloperoxidase stain in labs, so it's a carcinogenic, or formalin in the labs. So these have the material safety data sheets, and it is provided by the manufacturer. You will not construct this MSDS, it is provided by the manufacturers. And working sheet we construct in our lab in many manners, like for quality control, for maintenance, for assignments working sheet.
Another question from Dr. Yunus Jahan. What is the role of LIS in quality management and assurance?
And the role of LIMS and quality management system in the assurance, because laboratory information management system is system, as well as I inform in the IT section. This is whole session, and it will be described, or it will be taught by experts in that session, but I will give the a small overview of what is a laboratory information system. When you deal the patient, start from the handling of the test request, or and then till the end of generation of the report. These are laboratory information system, and it will consist of phlebotomy. First one is test requisition, billing, payment, and phlebotomy sections, and then purchasing and procurement, and inventory, and then analysis after corrections, QC, and now we are in the living in the modern era, and the analyzer management system. This is just like in laboratory information system, and analyzer management system is integrated with this system, and by this we will be able to live QC if we will be anywhere in world, or anywhere in the country.
Another, I think we have to take last question from chat box. Question is from Dr. Aisha Imran. What is TAT?
Dr. Aisha Imran from Lahore, Chuftai. I think what is TAT? TAT is for turnaround time. Turnaround time, as you see in my first 3 slides in the quality, efficiently and timely. You see the excellent quality and clock, excellent quality in without any delay. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a question. According to reference, when they should be revised. What is the protocol of revised reference lenses? I have seen in our farm they have revised their reference ranges according to population, like hemoglobin. They have revised their CBC rates. So what is the protocol of revision of reference ranges?
One question is from participants. What is the protocol for changing the revised reference ranges? Just like an example of hemoglobin or anyone else, when protocol for revising to, because if you will see, time to time new guidelines are coming, and new disease we are dealing. So that's why just like if you will see in the blood bank softwares, or nobody mentioned in the higher cutoff HB limits in the for selection of the blood donors, but selection of the blood donors, because if we will see, or we are reading in routine guideline, 16.5 is a in start limit of MDS diagnosis. So how we will take the blood donors on the more than 12. The cutoff is more than only 12, but we have and we need to revise this. So that's why these are the needs. In previously 4 years or 5 years, guidelines are changing time to time and very frequently. So that's why, according to the guidelines, we have to revise the reference ranges.
Question here from the Dr. Kashif. Question was, I'm just wondering about the objective of quality control and assurance, question mark. Is it business or patient care? Question mark, especially considering the message through their last couple of slides.
Okay. We are working in pathology setting or any setting. So business and quality both are simultaneously running in the manners. If you will spend the money on quality, so why are you spending the money on quality and in terms of manpowers and structures? Because you have to grasp a good quality. So good quality, if you will not provide the good quality, so how will you take the business? If you will not take the business, or if you will not earn the money, how will you sustain your organization?
I think यही था ना उसके अलावा have to end the session.
And thank you so much for all participants. If again, if you have any query, any doubt, so please mention in the message.
लोगों की request थी कि ये presentation हमें मिल सकती है video जो है.
जी. Yes, all videos, recorded versions will be disseminated to participants.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arshi, for giving a brief and comprehensive talk on the basic concepts of quality and type of quality control. And that's end our today's session. Inshallah, tomorrow 9:30, we will again meet for the basic statics. Thank you very much.